You were now tuned in to Franky Rose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates. You were now tuned in to Franky Rose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates.
Let's switch to suspense. Let's switch to suspense.
You were now tuned in to Franky Rose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates. Crime Updates. You were now tuned in to Franky Rose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates.
Day, friends. I hope you're doing well. It's Franky Rose. Well, I thought maybe we should do a little bit of an update on what's going on in the Kiely Rodni case. So there's been a few different things that have been going around. One of them being that Kiely was possibly seen at the Boca Reservoir. So I thought we would take a look at that and maybe look at another video that's been put out. So, of course, here's Kiely. Rest in peace. I'm having problems with my microphone, so if you guys happen to have problems hearing me, can you let me know? And I'll see if there's anything I can do on this end. Tomorrow is new mic shopping. Okay, so here we go. Kiely Rodni, car accident or foul play? And I think that's a really good question because there's so many variables right now, I don't even know which way to look. So, investigations continue into what happened to Truckee teenager Kiely Rodni after she was found dead in her car in about 14 feet of water at the Prosser Reservoir August 21st. But conclusions are literally at least a few weeks away. So Kiely was 16 when she went missing on August 6th. She would have just actually celebrated her 17th birthday not too long ago. So she went missing, like I said, August 6th, and was last seen at a party of hundreds of young people. And we were hearing about older people as well, but I haven't been hearing that quite as much. So the campground is about 10 minutes from Truckee, which is a close-knit mountain community. I also live in a mountain community. I am in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, and we do tend to stick pretty close together. We all have to live with each other. A public memorial for the teen was held today. Oh, hold on here. Are we at Friday? Tomorrow in Truckee. Police say there is no news on the investigation, which is expected to take at least 2 more weeks. Andrew Trigg, a public information officer for the Nevada County Sheriff Office, said there is nothing additional to share at this point. We are waiting for the final autopsy report that will also include the toxicology. Once that information is certified, it will be shared. Both the California Highway Patrol and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office are working separately and meeting regularly to come up with conclusions about what may have happened the night Kiely disappeared. There are so many questions. We're not getting much for answers, but a lot more questions. The California Highway Patrol is working the case as a motor vehicle incident, which I find extremely odd, using science to figure out what happened to her car, according to Highway Patrol Assistant Chief Josh Ehlers. Well, I hope that I'm not trying to be, negative or pessimistic, but I hope they're better at doing this part of their job than they were in the part where they had to actually locate her. You know, it's still disturbing. The investigation likely will be able to tell all things such as what's happening to the car before it went into the water, and could include such things as if it was in gear, if brakes were used, if it was hit, pushed, or driven into the water, or if it had any mechanical issues, he said. So, if this actually works, if we actually get answers, it would be nice to find out if it was pushed or driven. And same thing, were the brakes on? I don't know. Was it in gear? Was it in neutral? There's a lot of questions. So while Eller's team is working to tell the story of her car, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office continues to hunt down leads about what may have happened to Kiely, including if foul play or drugs were involved. So again, this is back to being a little bit sketchy, isn't it? Let me see here. Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy. We have no idea what was happening. You know, was she at Boca? Was she not at Boca? Was her car there during the original search? Was it not? It's unbelievable. So it says, in the absence of new information, internet fills voids with rumors. Well, I don't know if it's as much rumors. I mean, there are some of those floating about, but there is also what are they showing for facts? We have to toss a couple of things out there to try and make it make sense to us. But most of us are not negligent enough to be saying this is exactly what happened. We're just tossing around some variables, like a tailgate meeting, I say. Law enforcement has been silent on the investigation since Kiely was found. They have not made comments about rumors spreading virally on social media. Speculation on what may have happened to Kiely has increased following a 40-minute video on finding her released by Adventures with Purpose. That's a very good video. I recommend, if you have not seen that yet, to take the time to watch it. They found Kiely within an hour of arriving at the Prosser Reservoir after going to Boca Reservoir and Donner Lake, based on calls and valuable tips. So yeah, Adventures with Purpose bills itself as a specialist in finding people in bodies of water using a trained team of scuba divers and sonar equipment. Law enforcement agencies credit the dive team for their help in the days following their discovery. But law enforcement has not commented on the Adventures with Purpose documentary-style video on the search. And just own it, guys. Just own it, and it'll be okay. In the video, Adventures with Purpose made strong allegations of what may have happened to Kiely and saying it is suspicious. In one interview done on a different YouTube station, Adventures with Purpose said they may release more videos depending on the direction of the investigation. Adventures with Purpose has not returned multiple requests for interviews. In their video, the interview of tow truck driver Nick, who said he helped someone matching Kiely and her car's description in the hours following her disappearance. I do believe it was about 11 o'clock the next day. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office would not comment on the video, allegations made by the tow truck driver, or any other speculations into the cause or manner of death. Yeah, so that's them. So this is our accident or our Adventures with Purpose, and they have Murder or Accident. I'm not sure if that is the long version. Let's just take a quick peek here and see.
An autopsy confirming
Specialty search and
It
rescue.
is. We've watched those quite a few times. So this here is the fellow who actually started finding Kiely's items at the bottom of Prosser Lake after Ellie took her and her car away. Sounds like they made a bunch of mistakes. So, how about we go through this together? I don't know if we'll do the whole thing. We'll just see how people pile in and go from there. I think we have volume.
All right. Okay, so we are live. So I'm gonna just be trying to keep up reading with your guys' comments. I appreciate you guys being here. This session is gonna help me with debriefing. It was a very emotional roller coaster. There's a lot more video that I'll be putting up.
Okay, sorry, we'll do that one more time. It just takes him a second here.
Okay, so we are live. So I'm gonna just be trying to keep up reading with your guys' comments. I appreciate you guys being here. This session is gonna help me with debriefing. It was a very emotional roller coaster. There's a lot more video that I'll be putting up of everything we found. Um, but one of the things that I wanted to do is I first want to say thank you so much to all of you guys who are sharing this video, who are subscribing, because that helps the channel grow. Um, Kiely's grandfather thanked me. He was very generous.
Don't forget to go to his
Words
channel
can't describe.
and like, share, and
Words
subscribe.
can't describe any of that, any of the emotion that I felt. It was a very rough day for me. It was a very rough day for for the family. Um, it was a rough day for my family in general. You know, I took I how do I say this? You know, when you try to give to others and you try to help others, you kind of have to take away from certain aspects or certain stuff from your personal life, and I did that. You know, I did take a week off, but just so you guys know, it's one of those things where if you take a little from here, you have to give there and all that stuff. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who called law enforcement, who got them to go there. I was so frustrated. I was very frustrated that I had found some stuff and nobody seemed to care. Nobody cared. I called Placer County Sheriff's office, the big old loop with their automated system. Hit this number, hit every single number, and and nothing. Then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna call the local Truckee Police Department. So I did that. I called the Truckee Police Department, and the lady was very helpful. She said, "Look, we're not handling the investigation. It belongs to, I believe, Placer County Sheriff's Office." And so I said, "We'll transfer you." And I said, "No, I don't want to play that game." I said, "I've already gone through that system, and it's not helping. It's not helping. So she said, you know what? Let me transfer you. She transferred me. I was able to leave a voicemail to the secretary for all the detectives. Didn't get a call back. Um, I ran into one of Kiely's friends there, and as I was diving, I come out and I see somebody there, and I go dive again, and I come back out, and I have a hairbrush in my hand, and I'm holding this hairbrush, and I pull it out, and I said, "Do you know?" Before I pulled it out, I said, "Do you know Kiely?" And she said, "Yeah, she's my friend. We were trying to rekindle our relationship. We were really good friends, and you know, like we were starting to become really good friends again because she studied abroad, I believe." And I said, "Well," and I pulled the hairbrush out, and her face just, her demeanor just changed, and she knew what I was doing at that time. She knew everything I was doing. She knew what I was pulling out, and I said, I've been. I said, "This is not the first thing." I said, "There's more." And she just looked in shock, and she was like, "What else did you find?" And so I showed her. I showed her when I went down there initially. I grabbed just what I could see, and I grabbed a handful, and I had glass everywhere from a shattered windshield. I mean, a huge pile of just glass in my hand. And I said, "Look." And she was in disbelief, and I said, "I've been trying to get a hold of people. No one's coming." I said, "I don't think anybody cares." And she said, "Well, I have the she said I have the detective's direct line." So she went ahead and gave him a call. After a while, she came back. I just kept diving. She made a phone call, and she said they're not coming. Um, they're not coming. They said everyone, it's too late. Everyone's gonna have to wait. Everything is gonna have to wait till tomorrow. It's not in the priority list. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I called some people who know the family. No one could get a hold of the family. Um, SF investigates um, from Twitter. Amazing guy. He he was able to get a hold of the family, or try to get a hold of the family. Was able to finally get a hold of the grandpa. The grandpa said, "I'm coming right over." Kylie's grandpa. He came right over as soon as he could. Um, he was on scene. That man has a heart of gold. Um, Kiely was lucky to have a grandpa like him. I can tell you that. He showed up, and I still
How
hadn't
disturbing
let
is it that they are finding these items?
the young
And
girl
how
know about the
unthorough
laptop.
were those cops?
I pulled the laptop out, and I kept diving, pulled the charger out, kept diving. And I don't know. I was
This poor man, he's just gutted. he's not supposed to be out there finding these things. That's what the cops are for crying out loud.
I was frustrated. I know you guys were frustrated with not having any answers. I was frustrated as well. That's why I did this, but I did this because, one, because I had the ability to do it. Two, I had enough time off to do it. And I couldn't bear the, when looking for Kiely, I couldn't bear the fact that this girl was missing initially. I logged all my progress in Caltopo. I was so close to her car. And so, it was thanks to you guys who told me, keep looking, there might be more stuff. And then I kept hearing, oh no, the authorities know what they're doing. They have everything. They have equipment that your tiny little brain couldn't even understand. And so, I know you guys were frustrated. Like, you know what? Not having any answers. I was frustrated as well. That's why I did this, but I did this because, one, because I had the ability to do it. Two, I had enough time off to do it. And I couldn't bear the, when looking for Kiely, I couldn't bear the fact that this girl was missing initially. I logged all my progress in Caltopo. I was so close to her car. And so, it was thanks to you guys who told me, keep looking, there might be more stuff. And then I kept hearing, oh no, the authorities know what they're doing. They have everything. They have equipment that your tiny little brain couldn't even understand. And so I was like, you know what? Let's boil this down. I talked to a plumber one time who came on club for toilet. Not here, but at my place of work. And I'm like, wow, everything you're doing is so complicated because he was working
so hard and doing just so much stuff. And he looks at me, he goes, what are you talking about? What you do is like insane. And I realized at that moment that what he was doing was very complicated for me, but what I do was very complicated for him. And each one of us has our own thing, right? But in that moment, I realized, we all eat the same. We all, go to the bathroom the same. We all do things the same. And so I realized at that moment that, you know what? If someone could do it, maybe I could do it. So, you guys told me, oh, go look, see if there's any shattered glass. I uploaded the video. I don't know why it's not letting me upload it, but it's a long video. You guys could see all my progress that I've been doing. I recorded everything on all trails. I'm going to show you guys a map of that.
a lot more
Absolutely
show
going
you.
to have to.
I think you guys are going to.
We are absolutely going to have to keep our eyes open for his video. And like I say, we're going to have to like, subscribe, and share them out. What he's been doing has been very important.
Content to show you. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's way better than what's currently up. It's just right now, it took me some time to put the kids to bed, to get my house in order, essentially. But what I wanted to share with you guys is, sorry, I lost track, was when I was coming out and I told her no one's coming, and she reached out and she said, yeah, no one's coming. I got so mad. I mean, I don't know, times of when things happen, there's just like, it's all mixing up. But finally, they said the sheriff was coming, or somebody was coming, or the car pulled up, and I was like, whoa, they actually showed up. But I asked the deputy, the sheriff's deputy, I said, I don't understand. I said, how, what made you come here? And he said, everybody on YouTube started calling in. They said there was this random guy, Check It TV, out at Prosser, and he's found some evidence. And he said we had lots of phone calls, and that's why they came. They didn't come because of me. They didn't come because of Kiely's friend. They didn't come
because of
Check It TV is who we want to like, share, and subscribe to.
us. They came because of you guys.
You guys keep saying, "Oh, Check It TV." You guys, that I'm doing all the legwork and whatnot, boots on the ground. But I'm doing a small part. You guys do the big part. Bringing attention to this. Bringing attention to this makes a big difference. I mean, it got them to be there, got them to show up. Well, second and do with the stuff, keep it till the next day. Like, what the hell? I was so pissed off. I was so mad, but I'm so glad that they found it, or that they came and picked it up. To be honest, I refuse. The deputy asked me, "What did you find?" And I showed him the video, and he was taking notes of what I found. I hadn't told him I found a laptop. Reason being is I didn't know if this investigation was closed or if it was still open. If it's closed, that means like the family gets to decide what they do with the other stuff. And I'm like, the way things have been happening, not saying law enforcement's not doing a great job. They do an amazing job. But I just wanted the grandpa to have the say whether he wanted to give the laptop back to them or not. So I held it, and he said, "Did you get whatever was down there? It looks like a laptop." I said, "I can't answer that question." I said, I'm gonna have to wait for Kiely's grandpa to get here. He finally got there, and I went ahead and I said, "Here's the laptop." I gave it to the grandpa, and he was furious. It's like, "Why would you lie to me?" And started raising his voice, and that stuff doesn't bother me. So, it is what it is. I'm sure police are used to people lying to them. I just said, I'm not answering your question. And yeah, I might have. When he said, "Would you go down there and get it?" I said, "Give me a flashlight." He went to grab his flashlight, but I never said that I had it. So that pissed him off. But whatever. I gave it to Kiely's grandpa, and I said, let him decide what he wants to do with it. So I gave it to him, and kind of an active investigation. So the it hasn't been closed, so any evidence can still potentially be used. So I gave it to him, and I gave him everything I found. They logged everything. The duffel bag, um, phone charger, laptop, a package, which address. I will not say whose it was. Um, just a bunch of stuff. I was hoping that I had a hold of a necklace, but it wasn't a necklace. It was just pieces of glass. And I filmed the interaction of what happened with the laptop and grandpa holding the laptop and the officer. So that's more footage to come. Um, I don't know when I'll be sharing it, but I know if it's an ongoing investigation, I don't want to mess it up for the authorities. So I'm just going to check with some people, but you will be seeing a lot more footage, at least of me recovering. I did.
I'm going to pop this up a little bit. Hi, Alice. How you doing, my friend?
Work, laptop. I thought it was like I don't even know what I thought it was, like a magazine or something. But I grabbed it. I was like, this is hard. I mean, you'll see the video. I go down. You see the laptop.
I'm just
there.
going to
It's
show a
getting
little
close.
bit
I
more
grab
of
it.
this.
I pull it out.
And
It's some
I'm gonna
good
pop
content.
into
I
some
grab a
other
lot of
things,
good
but
content.
I want this fellow to continue to get all of his views.
You know, at this moment in time, one of the things that
I think I will do for myself is I'm going to take a little bit of time off, give back a little bit of time to my family, and just kind of take a break. Uh, I want this channel to be a channel that supports other families. So I will be looking into other cases, and I will post
on what case I will
That's
be
great
pursuing.
news. Another
And
diver.
Doc's way of doing things. Maybe they're not the way that a typical person would do it, but they seem to work. And I get a lot of guidance from my viewers, from you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Um, Thank you so much. I'm not gonna take more of your time, but I'm gonna just any comment I see, I'm gonna just go ahead and reply. Okay, here, let's see here. Rope. When you put your phone in the water, I couldn't see what you saw. Can you tell us what was under the water? Please? Yeah. So I mentioned everything that was underwater: a laptop, a cord, a duffel bag, a lot of glass, a lot of cards, like trivia cards. I don't know what kind of cards. Um, I'll ask my wife and I'll post the type of cards that there were. Yeah, so everything is documented, from my records. All right, somebody else here. Let's see. Deb Quick Santos, please watch your back, bro. I have firsthand experience of police intimidation tactics. Call them out, my grand. You know what? The police were actually very kind. Um, I think I would have been mad in his situation, so I don't blame him. He apologized for his demeanor, but will probably help the investigation. I agree. I think any kind of electronics helps any investigation. I mean, I don't know half of the hardware that's in there or software. All right, this is from Monzy Smoke. You're awesome person, just caring. Really, thank you for your drive. For your drive at night down there, it scared me. Please don't do it again. And a viewer told you roll your windows down. Yeah. So that viewer who told me to, I agree. I'll never do that again. That was not smart. But yeah, YouTuber said, "Hey, roll your windows down," because I was getting ready to. You got to watch the video. So thank you to that person who was in the chat live stream who said, "Roll your windows down." I wasn't thinking. I mean, I was just reacting. I was scared. I was scared. So don't.
I can tell you that right now.
I'd be scared too. I wouldn't want
You gotta
to
watch that video.
find what he
It's Prosser
found.
Lake at night. It just thinking about it just
freaks me out. All right, let's see here. This is from True Crime and Faith. I'm sorry, but I see, and then it's an emoji. All right, it's for life. The town is making money off this fake case. You know, you gotta. I don't even know if I should address that. Like you guys spreading those individuals who are spreading. Oh, she wasn't real, guys. This is real as it gets. How would you like it if someone said one of your family members wasn't real? Like, it's beyond me.
Yeah, that poor family. Someone out there spreading, someone with a very large audience, spreading around that this was, that Kiely wasn't real. That's what a thing for the family to have to listen to, that their daughter was never real.
I have no words for that. Candy Smith, if it was an accident, phone would be there too. Yeah, I agree. I think the phone would be there. I think it is there. I think we just haven't found it.
Sorry, I'm tearing up because of that other stupid comment. Stephanie Hansen, why is there so many things left in the water that belong to her? Why hasn't the water been scanned over and over and over and over again? Her body was found in that body of water. I don't think anyone has any technology, to be honest, that can scan and get stuff. I think it's all just like make believe shit that's just not real. There's no such thing as scanning everything. We've done our due diligence. There's nothing here. I, no, I think we're not there yet. I think it's up to us to, it almost seems like every single person that goes missing ends up in the water. Um, and I feel like once we get to a body of water, everybody just stops and goes, "All right, well, this is where I stop." And I think most of us need to get more comfortable using equipment underwater, or you know using magnet fishing, or if I showed you the technique that I did, you would be like, wow, like you're a caveman, but it works. um okay, here we go. This is from Irish Rep.
He doesn't. He does not
Check
allow
It
people to
TV.
use his footage.
I will put it in the
It is
description,
on his
but go
community
get
page.
the full video if you want to see more on his channel.
Again, I'm going to be pursuing legal action. I can
tell you that if you use that content, if you have not given credit, um I promise you, you will get a cease and desist. Not only that, it's coming. Let's see here. Your proof, one person can make a huge difference. This is from Debbie Robertson. Your proof that one person can make a huge difference. Any one of us can get out there and help. Thank you, sir. Man, respect. I agree, Debbie. I mean, you guys saw my live stream. I'm just a knucklehead out there. Um, I have so many friends who are way smarter than I am. I'm probably the dumbest. I mean, if you watch that Prosper Lake in the Dark, you'll know that I'm the dumbest of the bunch. But yeah, one person can make a huge difference. We're all waiting for this magic fairy to scan the water and tell us it's been cleared, and they have equipment that our tiny brains wouldn't even comprehend. It's bullshit. It's a madhouse. There's no such thing. Um, this is from Samos McKinney. Damn, the amount of YouTubers in here is nuts. I'm just glad you got. I'm glad you're here too. This is from Kylie Go. You have done a huge service to Kylie's family. There will be some real treasured memories of their baby and that laptop. You rock, mate. Love from New Zealand. Hey, you rock. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you guys more than you can imagine. I know you guys are there hanging out and you're thinking you're not doing much other than being here in this chat, but I can tell you what you are just by being here um, is huge. Is huge for all of us. Um, Matter of respect to all of you guys. Um, whether you're sitting there researching stuff, I've had people send me stuff on my email. Who this one guy who specializes in forensic satellite imagery. He Because of him, I spent over an hour looking for glass in certain areas. So you guys make a difference. This is from J Lynn. Um, I thought I remember hearing they made AWP go to the other side of the lake while they were pulling the car. AWP did their part. They found the vehicle. It was all up to law enforcement at that point. I agree. AWP did what they were there to do. I mean, you know, they moved on to other missing person cases. Again, subscribe to their channel at the very least, like their stuff, even if you don't like it, because one day it might, I don't know, they did what they had to do. Nothing, just a month. You said you weren't going to say her name because she was 17. Then you said you forgot her name. So which is it? You know, I thought about it when I said I wasn't going to say her name. And then I'm thinking, well, if I say the first name, it's going to be a big deal. But then I'm like, I don't even remember her name. Um, you know, Truckee kids have the weirdest names, guys. Um, it, yeah, I mean, think about it like this. Some of their kids' names are Cove. Um, I won't a funny joke to them too. So for nothing. All right. Well, I'm sorry. All I can tell you is the items that I found. Stay tuned. I'm going to be posting more videos. How I retrieve the laptop. You're going to go underwater with me. You're going to see me grabbing that laptop and pulling all the other items. This is just a debrief for me to get all my all my emotions out. I'm not mentally there. So I'm sorry. This is more for me. I know. I'm sorry. Uh, Someone said,
I could not imagine finding what this man has found. It's a scary world out there. And who wants to find a young girl like that and find anything that was even remotely attached to her that law enforcement should have been on top of? I'd be a little bit pissed off my own self. He's done a great job.
Someone said one huge disappointment is that these items you found were video YouTuber says they had jockstrap when they went to the park, right? What? That makes no sense. Um, she's real. Yeah, yeah, she's real. She's 100% real. They're gonna have a memorial service for her here in Truckee. Um,
Yeah, slightly disgusting that people have to keep saying that she was perfectly a real person. I don't like that that kind of crap went around. That's just heartbreaking and unnecessary and a little bit on the nut side.
video when you dive to check the car, there's kind of a laptop MacBook charger floating inside the car near the front. It's around the 38th minute. So I did not find the actual that what you're speaking of, the actual.
But one huge disappointment is that, can you please tell us why you or how you were fooled by people pretending to be the family of Kylie Rodni? Also, you didn't really believe the TTD BS story, right? Oof. Um, this from Saki 63. Any evidence could have been destroyed and supposedly flipped the car as well as damaging the remains, making a toxic invalid. Look, what I think is a possibility that happened is the car went in, it rolled, the car lost a bunch of items, the laptop, all the other stuff I found. Um, Maybe the cell phone's still there. I don't know. And then, and then, you know, it kind of migrated. And when the dive team got there, maybe they made sure, okay, we've secured all the content, etc. And then they flipped the car. They made sure nothing got spilled and they retrieved it. And maybe so I guess what I'm saying is maybe all the stuff that was found today was essentially um was essentially they did a good job extracting it. Maybe it was during the initial turn. I don't know. This is
So he is a lot friendlier than I am because I don't find really a great excuse for him to be having to find this stuff.
Is from Lovely Woozy. If you actually watch a W Pity video, when you dive to check the car, there's kind of a laptop MacBook charger floating inside the car near the front. It's around the 38th minute. So I did not find the actual what you're speaking of, the actual head of the charger. What I found was the actual cord. Um, and it looked to be not for, I don't know. It seemed too short to be for a computer. It was more for like a phone. This is from Jenna Cooper. Unreal that they didn't go back to find this stuff. Don't blame you for being pissed off. Yeah, I was pissed off. I know. It's it's crazy. All right. Any updates?
List. I don't know. Um, so guys, I recovered everything I could see, everything that I could see with my eyes. I recovered. So, um, what I was told is that there's going to be a dive team early morning. So they're going to, if I miss something, they'll get it. I doubt I missed anything. Is it a possibility there might be other stuff? Yeah, but I I dove for a long time. In out, in out, in out. Um, There's no oh, sorry about that. He's not mumbling. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's see here. Great job. Please, mod, move over some light behind you. There's some shadow. Um, Sorry about the shadow. I will make sure that this content gets a little bit better and better. Let's see here. Did you correctly, especially since they left it behind? Could 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 be evidence. They're admirable. So Amy, again, like I said, I recovered everything that I could see with my eyes. Um, you know, could I? Is it possible that I left something behind? Maybe, but
I know they're going to be there bright and early, so um, I'm sure they're going to do a better job. They don't want if they're representative. This is information about a decade old, but if they're friends, if not all, are smarter than I am. To them, they're awesome. Thank you so much for for mentioning that. My kayak for hours, magnet fishing. I had tons of magnets everywhere. I mean, fishing rods with magnets, casting them out, and there's some pretty depressing content where I was just like,
can't find anything. But I was in the wrong section. I was looking in the wrong section. It wasn't until I actually got help from SF Investigates, and I ran into him and I said, "Hey, I'm frustrated. Where's this party? Like no one's telling me anything." I went to the booth where 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 they were stationed, and I said, "Hey, where was this party at?" Nothing. We can't say. And then I started asking all these questions. Was it a hard shutdown? Was it a soft shutdown on the phone? Because AWP um, tells us about, hard shutdowns, soft shutdowns, last ping, all that. So I'm learning from AWP. And the lady there says, "How do we know you didn't do it?" And I was just like, what the fuck? I just spent my whole day yesterday. And I'm like, whatever. So to come back is SF Investigates pointed me in the direction that I should have been looking the whole time, and I shouldn't have been wasting time elsewhere. But hey, whatever. I just got to say, if you don't know who SF Investigates is on Twitter, you have to follow him. He's awesome. Nothing but real stuff, nothing but good content. The guy is the guy is awesome. He's just as awesome as AWP. So if you follow AWP, please follow SF Investigates. Um, guy's great. All right, someone said, "This is Mark McMahon. AWP wants to talk to you about this fine, not about no damn free magnet kit. Contact them um, in your chat." I don't know how to contact AWP on my chat. Um, how much money I've already spent on this for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of the online community.
I found him very interesting. And can you imagine people? Well, I guess it's not a big surprise. The fact that they start attacking the people that are actually making a difference and actually trying to help out in this case. Everyone's on attack. I want to see what this is here. I might have found some more pictures of what it was looking like there around that time that they found her. I don't seem to be able to make this any larger, sorry. Yeah, this is where they're locating her vehicle, right in here. Jared Lessett Wright with Adventures with Purpose dive crew greets Franklin County Sheriff Aaron Dodd near a pond about an hour after Lysek's team found Ethan's vehicle. They have done a lot of good. So she's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me. Ugh. I want to see here if I just want to see if I can get these pictures. Okay, they're all ones that we are familiar with. It's a little bit in here, so let's
From T News.
some of it we will know and some of it we won't. So let's take a peek.
That's right, Jen. So we can see actually right over here on this reservoir, we can see the scene of where a third-party diving team posted about finding her car upside down in the water like you just mentioned. And they say a body was found inside the car. Kiely first went missing on August 6th from the Prosser family campground in Truckee. And according to the Placer County Sheriff's update this morning, nearly 20,000 work hours have been put into the search and efforts for the team. And we also just saw them get out of the water not too long ago. They also said that over 1,800 tips regarding her possible whereabouts had been reviewed. And the family has been notified, and law enforcement is on the scene as we speak. But we haven't gotten any further information as of right now, but we are going to keep trying to get updates for you. And you can find that online, on air, and on our 2 News app. Covering the story live in Truckee, Alexandra Ray, 2 News.
And now back to that breaking news tonight on Kylie Rodni's disappearance. The specialty search and rescue team Adventures with Purpose say that they have located the body and vehicle of the missing teen. They say they found Rodni inside her car, which is in just 14 feet of water. The team says they've notified family and law enforcement. Placer County Sheriff's Office will now be taking over the investigation, and the missing 16-year-old was last seen August 6th after attending a party with 200 other teens at Prosser Family Campground. We've got an ABC 10 crew arriving at the search site shortly, so we'll have more for you coming up on ABC 10 News at 6.
This case is so fluid, it is constantly changing. See if I can find anything else that has come out in the last day or so. We've probably seen a lot of these, but like this is just, my heart breaks for him in this picture. There's her license plate. And we did find out, thanks to Mexi Texi, I think it was Mexi that sent me the different colors, or Molly maybe. That dress is spectacular. Mom and Grandpa. I just find this frustrating when I see some of these pictures. It's like, no, you didn't do your job. Nick Wren, what a way to start a new job, hey? A license. Let's see here. I think I might have seen something else here. Just try and, before I jump off here, try and see if there's anything else that maybe we have not seen. I'm going to be curious to see if there's anything else that one particular diver, a local, see if he found anything else of interest. This is about a 2-minute long one. Check it out.
On a story that we've been following for 2 weeks now, working to confirm that the body of missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was found by the Specialty Search and Rescue Team Adventures.
I'm not sure. I have no volume.
They've been searching lakes and reservoirs in the area over the past few days, and in a post they said that they found Rodni inside of her car, which is upside
I wonder why
down
some of
in
these
just 14
are like
feet
that.
of water. The team says they've notified the family and law enforcement, and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office tell us that they've got staff on their way to meet with the rescue team. Now, you remember the missing 16-year-old was last seen August 6th.
Not so great if we can't hear it. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Not a lot of up-to-date on this here. So you guys have a good day. Happy that's the weekend. I know I am. I'm ready to hit a lake. I'm checking. That is big. Okay, it looks like I'm not going to have volume on any of that, so we won't bother, will we? Might not hear either.
We start tonight with new developments in the search for missing teen. A special dive team says they have recovered 16-year-old Kiely Rodni's Honda CR-V from Prosser Lake. They found a body inside, and investigators say it is likely Kiely. It is certainly not. They have recovered 16-year-old Kiely Rodni's Honda CR-V from Prosser Lake. They found a body inside, and investigators say it is likely Kiely. It is certainly not the outcome the community was hoping for.
Have them find her upside down in her car in the lake was just, thinking about the panic she must have felt was just heartbreaking. I have 2 daughters. She has a daughter. You know, you just really feel for her family.
Her family released a statement saying, in part, while we accept this sadness cast under death's shadow, the rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kiely's spirit and the gift that we all received in knowing her. Kiely will surely remain with us, even though we will not get her back, they said. Tonight, there are still more questions than answers about what happened and also what took so long to find her. ABC 10's Luke Clary is looking at those questions tonight.
The discovery of Kiely Rodni's car and presumably her inside of it answers a question that her loved ones have been struggling with for more than 2 weeks now. But it also raises many questions. As investigators draped a cover over Kiely Rodni's Honda CR-V, it brought the search for the missing 16-year-old to an end, and an answer Truckee had been longing for.
May you find some peace somehow, somewhere in these beautiful mountains, maybe.
She vanished after a party at the Prosser family campground. More than 2 weeks later, Specialty Search and Rescue Team Adventures with Purpose answered the call.
We understand that the resource we provide with our unique skill set is rare, and it is an honor to help agencies and families all across the nation.
And with their unique skills, dropped into Prosser Creek Reservoir at 10:40 Sunday morning. By 11:15, they'd found her. Very few clues remain here in the spot where authorities pulled Kiely's car out of the lake. The Adventures with Purpose team say they found it just 55 feet off the shore, 14 feet below the surface. It raises questions for officials.
How did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief.
Other important questions remain. Did Riley drive along this dirt road from the party to the shore? Could there have been foul play?
At this time, we're not going to be able to say anything like that.
New questions.
Because obviously we have a multifaceted investigation with multiple agencies, it can take time.
But answers remain far from reach. We're told that an autopsy will happen tomorrow and that it could take another 4 to 6 weeks to get the results of a toxicology report. Back to you.
That was ABC 10's Luke Clary reporting again. This appears to be a heartbreaking end to weeks of searching and hoping. ABC 10's Alex Bell has a closer look at the timeline.
The search for Kiely Rodni began a little more than 2 weeks ago. On Friday, August 5th, the 16-year-old from Truckee attended a large high school party at the Prosser family campground. The next day, the Placer County Sheriff's Office shared a Facebook post about the missing teen. And by August 8th, several local agencies were searching for Rodni. And on August 9th, a surveillance video from a Truckee business was released. And it showed Rodni before she went missing. Days had passed and detectives from local, state, and federal agencies continued to follow hundreds of tips and conduct interviews. 10 days after Rodni's disappearance on August 15th, the group Adventures announced that they would help with the search. Shortly after arriving in California on August 21st, the group said that they had found Rodni with her car in 14 feet of water in the Prosser Creek Reservoir. It's not far from the campground where the high school party was held.
Search and rescue crews are looking for a 16-year-old girl from Truckee whose disappearance is now being treated as suspicious by the Placer County Sheriff's Office. 16-year-old
I'm going to try over here. That's the full one. And we just watched that one. What do we got? Oh, thank you. I agree. 100%. I'm going to try this. It's short. And then I can't find anything else. I'll wait till the morning, and I'm sure we will find lots more. Okay, let's try here. Okay, let's try this again. Well, that's just odd and not sounding good at all.
So an autopsy plan.
I think I've got it all set up in my head, and then something else. I see something else. Let's do this.
And for today, on the body believed to be that of a California teen missing after a large party earlier this month. Investigators said 16-year-old Kiely Rodni had last been seen near the Prosser family campground at a party attended by more than 100 teens and young adults. Her phone last pinged just after midnight, August 6th, near the Prosser Creek Reservoir, where a volunteer dive team found a body inside of a vehicle in the water this past weekend. And investigators said Monday that they do believe that body is the body of Kiely. Fox's William Lajeunesse is live for us here to bring us the latest. Thank you so much, William.
Hey, Josh. Indeed, police did find the car. The car is the one that belongs to the Kiely Rodni's family. They have yet to confirm that the body found inside is indeed her. However, the family issued this statement last night, quoting, "While we accept this sadness cast under death's shadow, the rising sun shines the light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kiely's spirit." Also, the sheriff's office indicated that it is likely her, but they are waiting for that confirmation today. Also, they have not suggested foul play, but an autopsy today should provide a cause of death. Toxicology on the blood for drugs and alcohol will take several weeks. So the focus now is on several things. One of them, of course, was this simply an accident? Did she drive her car off the road into the lake? Was she conscious at the time or impaired or something else? Also, her boyfriend posted on Facebook yesterday saying, "Kiely wants us to be happy, to be safe. She wants us to have a good life. That's all she ever wanted, for us to live the way that Kiely would want us to." Josh?
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, a lot of questions, as you did mention there, and a big one is this dive team was able to find her. They went out there this weekend, found her pretty quickly, while investigators searched that area and hadn't found her. Have they responded to say, I guess, why that is?
Yeah, so volunteers and police put in about 20,000 man hours over 2 weeks, a little over more than 2 weeks. And they did search this lake because, of course, it's adjacent to the campground where the party was held. Dive teams went in from several different agencies and they did not find her. However, after 35 minutes, this volunteer group, Adventures with Purpose, they had 2 side sonars and some pretty sophisticated equipment, and they found the car in about 35 minutes, about 50 feet off the shoreline in about 14 feet of water. So the question is, why did sheriff's divers fail to find it earlier? Well, I am a diver, and visibility changes one day to the next. Also, the water level, this is a reservoir, has fallen about 3 feet since the initial dive teams went in. Nevertheless, obviously there's going to be questions about why didn't they find her sooner? Deputies have said, this equipment is very high end that they used. It's very expensive. And these guys, Adventures with Purpose, have a lot of experience and expertise in doing this. I think they've been involved in something like 20 other missing person cases, and they found 19 of the victims. So this is what they do. Nevertheless, there'll be questions about why they didn't find her earlier. Josh?
Of course, and hopefully that autopsy today, I'm sure investigators are hoping give them some answers about exactly what happened here, because at this point, it just seems like a mystery.
Well, you'll have the accident investigation, right? They'll look at the vehicle and they'll look at and not that they already haven't, where did she go off the road? How did the vehicle get from the road or the adjacent to the lake into 40 or 50 feet off the shoreline, if you will? Did it float?
There are so many questions. I hope you guys are, I don't know if the word's enjoying, but I guess enjoying going through some of this footage. Maybe it'll put some of these puzzle pieces back into spot for some of us, because I tell you what, this is like any puzzle I bought. There's always 5 to 10 pieces missing.
Something else. So the accident investigation, number one, and then the cause of death would be second. And indeed, where drugs or alcohol involved, will take several weeks for the blood toxicology to come back. Josh?
All right.
Okay then. I find that awfully odd. They took down some footage that was pretty important, I thought. Okay, I'm just going to check over here. Let's see what we can find. Still looking, guys. It's amazing. They have taken down a lot of videos. I wonder what that's all about. That's pretty bizarre in my world. Also, the stuff from Adventures with Purpose are gone. Or with anything actually showing the retrieving. Let's see what this is. Got some more good pictures, but I was trying to hope and find a video for you.
An autopsy.
We just went through this one the other day, so we've already got pretty good footage on that. They've just basically stopped sharing, haven't they? And the volume's gone, and oh my word. Yeah, Doug Bishop, and they have done a hell of a lot. Most of this is stuff that we've gone through. So I'm sure it's kind of seen having to sit there and wait to go through this, but I apologize every time I'm. What is this one? I'm looking. Okay, this one's a little bit more reasonable for now. It's
Investigator.
Oh, let's do that. You guys are so patient. I appreciate you. Is that what was going on, Alice? Okay, I want to see if this will. Oh, back to Bing. No. Okay. Well, that wasn't it. Go figure. This is just small.
Investigators and rescue divers.
Oh my goodness. Try as I might. You guys, like I said, I'm so grateful you're patient with me. Okay.
And rescue divers joining forces at the Prosser Creek Reservoir in Truckee. Helicopters recapturing the moment a car was pulled out of the water Sunday night. A volunteer search group called Adventures with Purpose says their divers found that car as well as a body here, the same area where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was reported missing. It was a pretty big stretch for them to look for her. She could have been anywhere. Adventures with Purpose says the car they found matches the description of Kiely's car, which is a silver Honda CRV. It's important to point out that as of late Sunday night, the Placer County Sheriff's Office said it had not yet confirmed the identity of the body that was found.
It just baffles me that they weren't able to locate her in 2 weeks.
Kylie was last seen on August 6th at a party with hundreds of other teens at the Placer Family Campground. Several law enforcement agencies, including the Placer and Nevada County Sheriff's Offices, California Highway Patrol, and the FBI have been searching for Kylie ever since.
For them to not be able to find her, it is pretty, I don't know. It bothers me a little, honestly.
Adventures with Purpose was brought in to join the search just days ago, and credits their use of sonar to locate missing people, many in the community, questioning why it took until their involvement for law enforcement to potentially have an update to the search in this area.
Why don't they have the equipment that they had to find her? Where we live, we have bodies of water everywhere.
But others, such as this man, who is a monthly donor to Adventures with Purpose, tell me they do not think this was an easy task.
Law enforcement in any way. They, I know they put in thousands of hours of searching, and Adventures with Purpose just has a specialty. They have the knowledge of reading their sonar equipment.
While the search for answers continues, there is hope that the discoveries made by Adventures with Purpose will give Kylie's family some closure.
I knew if anybody could, they would be the ones.
I have been in touch with the media contact for Kylie Rodni's family. They tell me that the family has not gotten any word from law enforcement, so they do not have anything to share at this time. Meanwhile, the Placer County Sheriff's Office says they're holding a press conference tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we're hoping to get some more answers then. Reporting live in Truckee tonight, Coleman, KCRA 3 News.
All right. So that is, let's see here. Try as I might, I cannot figure out how that vehicle could have been there that long. I'm echoing. Let's see if that'll help. Is that any better, Alice? I do have the best mods, like, ever, right? I tell you what, there is no way I could have done any of this without these ladies. Like, I'm still going through my glitches, but not like I was. It was a little interesting there for a while. Okay, I wonder. Let's see if this works better.
Investigators and rescue divers joining forces at the Prosser Creek Reservoir in Truckee. Live Copter 3 capturing the moment a car was pulled out of the water Sunday night. A volunteer search group called Adventures with Purpose says their divers found that car as well as a body here, the same area where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was reported missing.
It was a pretty big stretch for them to look for her. She could have been anywhere.
Adventures with Purpose says the car they found matches the description of Kiely's car, which is a silver Honda CRV. It's important to point out that as of late Sunday night, the Placer County Sheriff's Office said it had not yet confirmed the identity of the body that was found.
It just baffles me that they weren't able to locate her in 2 weeks.
Kiely was last seen on August 6th at a party with hundreds of other teens at the Prosser Family Campground. Several law enforcement agencies, including the Placer and Nevada County Sheriff's Offices, California Highway Patrol, and the FBI, have been searching for Kiely ever since.
For them to not find her, it is pretty, I don't know. It bothers me a little, honestly.
Adventures with Purpose was brought in to join the search just days ago and credits their use of sonar to locate missing people. Many in the community questioning why their involvement for law enforcement to potentially have an update to the search in this area.
Why don't they have the equipment that they had to find her? Why, where we live, bodies of water everywhere.
But others, such as this man who is a monthly donor to Adventures with Purpose, tell me they do not think this was an easy task.
I don't fault law enforcement in any way. They, I know they put in thousands of hours of searching, and Adventures with Purpose just has a specialty. They have the knowledge of reading their sonar equipment.
While the search for answers continues, there is hope that the discoveries made by Adventures with Purpose will give Kiely's family some closure.
I knew if anybody could, they would be the ones.
I have been in touch with the media contact for Kiely Rodni's family. They tell me that the family has not gotten any word from law enforcement, so they do not have anything to share at this time. Meanwhile, the Placer County Sheriff's Office says they're holding a press conference tomorrow at 11 a.m., and we're hoping to get some more answers then. Reporting live in Truckee tonight, Orca Man at CRA News.
All right.
From day one.
2 weeks after Kiely Rodni went missing during a party at a Northern California campground, a volunteer search team finds her SUV in a reservoir at the campground.
We were very fortunate that we had the assistance of a volunteer group, the Adventures with Purpose, that came out with some very specific expertise and were able to help us in locating the vehicle that we had been searching for several weeks.
The Nevada County Sheriff says she believes the body inside the vehicle is Kiely Rodni. So what comes next in the investigation? We'll tell you as we talk with two members of the volunteer group that found that SUV. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. Well, hundreds of people searched for Kiely Rodni. This was an incredibly sad story. She was just 16 years old, full of promise, and she went missing on August 6th after texting her mother that she'd be home within 45 minutes, and then no one ever heard from her again. Her phone had actually pinged in the area of Prosser Lake, and that is where her SUV sadly was found. Sheriff's officials had actually searched the same area previously and not found anything. So joining us are two members of Adventures with Purpose, Doug Bishop and Nick Wren, to talk with us about finding her SUV over the weekend. Doug and Nick, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Doug, I'll start with you. What prompted you to reach out to the sheriff's office in Placer County and Nevada County to offer your assistance?
Really, it was our supporters, with 20 million viewers per month and the headline coverage that this was getting nationally. We received tens of thousands of requests as well as multiple phone calls from different agents and detectives. So at that point, we're just a vessel of the community. The Placer County Sheriff's Department was very receptive to utilizing us as a resource. We're very thankful because we were successful in solving this case that they did so.
Now to a word from, I've told you many times that you really have to water.
Yes, we use cutting edge Garmin sonar technology. It provides us a down imaging side scan as well as a live scope image. And between the three, we're able to manipulate that to get an accurate reading of what it is that we're seeing. That morning, we utilized 2 boats in Prosser Creek Reservoir. Like you mentioned, there was 18 agencies that had searched there, as well as 19,000 man hours that had been applied the previous 2 weeks. Right there when search was scaled back, that's when we were brought in. We bring a specialty with sonar that is rare, and the local authorities and this was a multi task collaboration, with the FBI, Nevada County Sheriffs, and Placer County Sheriff's Department. So everything that was done over the 2 weeks preceding us, and when we got there, we were welcomed. And what we did when we got there was just a little bit different than what had been done before because we specialize in sonar.
And I want you to tell me how it was different, because the sheriff's office said at the press conference on Monday that they had searched that same area. They said there was a lot of silt. So maybe that was part of the reason they didn't see it differently that enabled you to find that vehicle.
Yes. So what we do differently is, we specialize particularly in finding vehicles. To put it better, law enforcement, they may search for a vehicle, just a handful of times a year. We're also working with the challenges of finding a new vehicle underwater. A new vehicle doesn't come up on sonar. You have to be really, really trained at it. When a vehicle first goes in, there's a lot of adversity with sonar because sonar is just reflected right off of its clean surface. Versus
been underwater with a lot of buildup on it. It's going to absorb the sonar and really enhance that image.
I was just thinking, Alice, it's not really a total surprise that they started striking people. In some ways, people were actually going on there, and as soon as they could, as soon as they could, they started putting out the footage to this. And I don't know, you want people to go to their sites first. And, they did all the work. They deserve the credit. And we can go out a couple days later and go through it. But still, everybody should be doing something, in my opinion, to help support AWP. I've subscribed. Who knows? I might get some merch, but I don't know. I want to do my part. Just watching what those guys had to go through, was enough to tell me that I want to support them.
On the flip side of that, sonar in itself, there aren't national standards for sonar. We have federal standards for per se how to use a firearm properly, how to conduct an arrest appropriately, and in those other subject areas that are regulated. There's no regulation on sonar, nor is there a national school for sonar for law enforcement.
So, how did you pinpoint the area where you actually searched?
So yesterday we started our search at Prosser Creek Reservoir, and we started at the boat ramp. Doug went one direction, I went another, just to try to speed up the search as much as we could to make it more efficient. And about 30 to 35 minutes into my search, going along the shore, I saw something on my sonar that obviously stood out to me, and it created a huge shadow, and I could tell right away that it looked like it was a man-made object. So at that point, I had to do several passes at different angles, going across it to verify what I was looking at. And at that point, it looked very suspicious to me. So I called Doug over. So he brought his boat over. We use some small Zodiacs that are very maneuverable. We can get them into tight places. He came over and I had him scan it as well. And between the two of us, we were in agreement that what we were looking at did look like a vehicle. At that point, we dropped a magnet on it. And once we connected the metal with the magnet and could feel that, we were almost 100% certain that what we had found was a vehicle.
So, Nick, you knew right away that this was a vehicle, you said. So, tell me where you went from there.
Well, after we both confirmed that we did have a vehicle, we had to take a minute to regroup and kind of make a plan of action so as not to cause alarm to people on the shore, people back at the boat ramp, because for obvious reasons, we don't want to give false hope to anybody, especially family or media or law enforcement. So once we had pretty much positively identified that we had a vehicle underwater, we had to reposition ourselves and go into phase 2 of this, where I put my dive gear on and went back to the site and dove on the vehicle to confirm it was the one we were looking for, and that if there was any remains inside the vehicle.
And you were able to do that, right?
Correct. The vehicle was in about 14 feet of water. It was upside down, and I was able to clearly identify the vehicle, make my vehicle assessment, confirm that there was remains inside the vehicle. At that point, I returned topside, informed my topside crew, Doug, and the cameraman with him as to what I had seen. And at that point, Doug got on the phone and immediately called the families. And then after those phone calls, it was the law enforcement that we called next.
Wow. And I saw on your videos that were on your YouTube channel, or at least the one video, that you clearly, once you were underwater, it appeared you had some sort of camera. You could see the license plate number on the vehicle.
Correct.
Nick, what was that like when you realized you had indeed found Kiely's vehicle?
There's obviously that's an emotional anxiety, and you have to mentally prepare yourself because you are actually looking for that. So there's obviously a split second of this, because that's not how you wanted this story to end. But at the same time, it's also finally some answers to the disappearance of the missing person. And then you have to kind of mentally prepare yourself to go down and do the vehicle assessment to continue your task at hand, to take notes of as to the condition of the vehicle. If the windows are up, down, is the vehicle damaged? Is there anything inside it? Is there remains inside it? And that sort of thing. So it's there's a few moments there where emotionally you have to kind of hold it together and just keep focused at the task at hand.
Well, I'm certain the family, I'm sure, the full to at least have an answer.
Absolutely.
I mean, Doug, you guys obviously are a volunteer group. You just helped a family, even though it wasn't the outcome. I'm sure they are just grief stricken. I can't imagine being in their shoes, but you've helped them at least know what happened to their loved one. An autopsy will be conducted on Tuesday. They'll have to do a positive identification. The sheriff believes this was obviously Kiely. So, Doug, what is it like for you to be involved in this?
It's our purpose. It's a movement that we've created. And it's a skill set that we didn't intend to have, but we understand that it's very rare, and it's an honor to be able to utilize it and produce results that not many others can. It's a positive thing. As tragic as it is, we focus on the positives and what it is that we're doing, which is providing answers for families and closures to cases for law enforcement.
And you guys are working on other cases, it's my understanding too, just from watching your video.
Yes, we have 22-year-old Jalissa Fuentes in Selma, California, and Annette Adams in Central California coming up later this week. When we're working with local authorities on those as well. Hopefully, we'll be successful there too. We do have to end this right now. I just want to let everybody know that we are community driven. We're a vessel of the community. We operate on a shoestring budget. We're doing things that others with multi-million-dollar budgets can't do. We wouldn't be able to do it without the public support. Our subscribing to our social media platforms, following us, sharing our stories is what allows us to help the next family. So that's very critical. If you're watching this and you're hearing this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, Doug Bishop and Nick Wren, great work out there. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And that's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar.
Wow, they're incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think I found one more. I didn't realize how long I've been keeping all you guys. Honestly, I enjoy your company so much I could do this all day. Okay. Is this it? No. No. Maybe? Okay, I think I'll do that. I'll do that. And can you hear my sugar gliders in the background? I'm disappointed in the lack of updates. Like you'd think we'd be able to go through here and have all sorts of updates. It's sad. I'm looking. Yeah, we've pretty much, I think we've gone through everything again. It's just so fluid, like I said, that, you're off for an hour or two and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of changes. And literally, like, changes from... I don't want to watch that. And that's not it. Let me see here. Okay. This might be something we can look at before we pop out. Maybe not.
What happens?
Whoa. Well, I do want to put this up. Why are they having such a difficult time with this case? It is literally making no sense to me. My whole house is sleeping. Yeah. Kiely Rodni. Oh, you know what? I think we're done. I think we've gone through everything there is to go through. So, hey guys, I am going to say goodnight, I think. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for all your help, Alice, as usual. But you know what? Yeah, the fact that the investigation is going on suggests they suspect the car was. I agree with you 100%. I think we would have heard something already if that camera footage didn't show something. I think we would have heard. And yeah, I'm sure a bunch of rich kids know exactly what happened. And my thoughts, just my thoughts, I think that maybe these rich kids have a lot of rich parents that are helping them with this. Just my opinion. But Alice, thanks again for being here. Thanks, Luke, for stopping in and go. And I enjoy it. I enjoy spending time with you guys. So have a good night. It's getting late, and I am sure I will see you tomorrow. So for now, cheers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.